Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like making the Stallion with some bad habits. Bye. Oh, shit, you shot my pinky toe. Unfortunately. Let's get straight up to the intro. Welcome back to Gunners Collective TV. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all, so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate the support. We're in the mix. It's Sunday. I hope you're having a great weekend. So I seen something that made me think twice. I was like, wow. What is going on in this world today, right? Megan the Stallion, not Megan, Megan. Megan the Stallion. I'm still not sure if Megan is a woman, right? I'm not sure. I know God created Adam and Eve, but in her case, it might be Adam and Steve. Ain't nothing wrong with it, though. People still like the bow, 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 right? Megan the Stallion got shot in her pinky toe. And, of course, Tory Lanez went to prison for it. He had his trial. Hey, there was enough evidence to convict, and they convicted him. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he did the crime. That means he's convicted of the crime, and he got skipbacks because now it's unusual. Now there's an unusual suspect. Now there's a security guard that is saying it wasn't even Tory Lanez. It was Megan the Stallion, some other associate of Megan the Stallion. But that's neither here nor there. That man will get his day in court or he won't, and it is what it is. Now, prior to his poking, and I say poking with no diddy, right? Prior to his poking in Tehachapi prison, there was a lot of stuff surrounding Tory Lanez. What kind of yard was he on? How was he getting by? Was he being useful? Was he utilizing the time? And obviously he put out a statement and expressed, and I gained a lot of respect for him when he expressed that he was actually doing a lot of ground and legwork for the black and brown community, man, in prison. He was trying to help people get out. He understood his plight, and he understood why God put him in prison, because God does everything. God does everything, man. He gives you what you need, not what you want, right? And so he had basically expressed that, you know what, prison is what it is, and I'm going to fight the good fight, because he's seen the way people were being treated in the penitentiary. Hey, things that we've been saying for a long time, people who've done prison time, it's not a good look. It's definitely not a good look, man. It sucks in there. There's a lot of struggle for everyone. But I've always been a firm believer of distance, right? Keeping my distance from people who have fucked up charges or bad cases. Now, in the case of the guy who poked on Tory Lanez, that individual, Santino Casios, has a very bad charge, and there's no wonder he was on the SNY yard. You know, I see these guys giving interviews or taped confessions or eyewitness accounts of what happened, talking about the homie this and the homie that. What kind of man would call someone who shot a 13-year-old girl after having relationships with her a homie? Man, your description of homies is way off. Like, people that would call that type of person a homie is not my homie. Regardless of what happened to Tory Lanez, I don't care if Tory Lanez was in the visiting room looking at the dude's old lady, winked at her, winked at the one that winks, not the one that stinks. I don't care what he was doing. That man right there, with the type of case he had, I don't even understand the type of woman that would come to visit him. He's no good. You're no good. Like the Scarface movie, like what his mom told him in the kitchen. Who did you kill for this money, Antonio? Right? You're no good. He has a very, very despicable bad case. He is a chomo. Okay, regardless of how every way you want to slice it and dice it, it is what it is. Now, the guy finds himself on the SNY yard. Tory Lanez, for whatever reason, found him on the same yard, and they had drama. There was drama. No matter why it started or how it started or who started it first. Yes, you don't go disrespecting people's family members or their old ladies and visiting. That's a given. You don't do that to no man. But in this case, I don't even consider that dude a man. That dude right there was a J-Cat with a knife that shouldn't have had nothing coming, let alone being called a homie. You know, it's a trip on what people call homies nowadays. You got motherfuckers with painted fingernails, with Pontius Pilate haircuts. Oh, that's the little homie. That ain't no little homie I ever seen before. That's a Fraggle. That motherfucker right there is trying to get his rock on like a Fraggle. That's Fraggle Rock right there. Hey, meet the little homie Fraggle Rock. That's what he is. That's D. Kane. That's an island boy right there. That is Bieber. I'm cool with that, right? But let's fast forward to this guy stabs Tory Lanez, and everyone's wondering why, how, and there's a lot of different stories. The fact is, he did it. It's too late to wonder why or how. They'll figure that out when they charge him with attempted murder. When he's charged, not that it makes a difference. The man's already doing life in prison, and it's not his first merry-go-round. It's not his first Keith Sweat song. He's got a lot of things that he's been caught with dangerous and deadly weapons while in prison, meaning he fashioned up something or allegedly got caught in a cell with something. He's been called for other brutal assaults. So it's nothing new to this guy. The hope was not there. He already gave up. Now he's on an SNY yard running around like yippee-yi-yay motherfuckers, thinking he's die hard like Bruce Willis. But I'll never forget what he was initially charged for, convicted of, and what he was in there for. He's a chomo. He was having relations with a 13-year-old. And like I said, they argued over the Captain Caveman fucking cartoon, and he shot her in the head with a shotgun. Unfortunately, man. But what really fucking piqued my interest was yesterday tripping out on this. You got all these Megan Thee Stallion fans that are sending this man money and praise. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you for stabbing Tory Lanez. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing that. What kind of shit is that? Do they not know the type of man they're sending funds to? Do they care? How fucking crazy are these cult ass people that love Megan Thee Stallion so much because she could rap good, right? That they decide to send a man who stabs. And it's not like Tory Lanez did this shit on purpose. It was allegedly the gun went off and he was pointing it at her. So they say, right? Now they're saying different. But even then, still, how weird are these people that are sending this guy money because he stabbed Tory Lanez? They're promoting violence. Look, it doesn't matter what Tory Lanez did unless it's some weird shit, then you got to go, right? But for these guys to be basically sending money to someone who had relations with a 13-year-old and killed a 13-year-old, why aren't you sending money to the 13-year-old's family? Why aren't you sending money or caring about how they feel about losing their child, their daughter, to this fucking animal? Instead, people are sending money because this dude stabbed the guy who shot fucking Megan Thee Stallion. People nowadays are weird, man. People now, it upsets me. I mean, it doesn't really affect me, but it upsets me to think, that someone who did a brutal crime, whether or not you believe Tory Lanez deserved it, or there's people that hate on Tory Lanez, oh, he has money, so he deserves everything. Nah, it doesn't work that way, man. He's a human being, and he was actually a human being that was doing the most and trying to help people in there, people that righteously deserved it. Does it matter that he was on an SNY yard? Not to me, because there's a lot of different reasonings and ways that you can get to an SNY yard. Just because, now you got to remember, Tory Lanez was a non-affiliate. He wasn't a gang member. He wasn't part of a gang or a group or a gaggle or nothing like that. So he didn't drop out of something or get removed on a yard or something. They basically put him on an SNY yard. He probably asked to be put on a smooth yard, and they put him on an SNY yard, figuring, hey, he's a star. He's going to probably get extorted on GP or whatever they thought, right? And he ended up on an SNY yard, which is even worse because there's no rules and regulations like there is on a general population yard. So whatever the case may be, he's not over there for having a bad case. He's not over there for dropping out of a gang. He's not over there because he testified and told on people. He's not over there because he likes to get diddied, like Meek Mill. He's not over there on no wild shit. He was just over there on SNY because of his status as a lightweight celebrity or big celebrity, whatever you want to call it. I never heard of him until he got stabbed, really, to be honest with you. So now you got Tory Lanez over there, and he meets up with a weirdo on the yard. And I know there's these guys running around saying, oh, it's a Mexican thing. And no. I don't give a fuck if you're Mexican, you're white, you're green, you're yellow. If you got bad case like that, you're not my homie. Not at all. Not in no shape, form, or fashion. That's just me, right? That's the way I do it. And there's a lot of people that agree. Okay, there's a lot of people that agree. But these weird people, and it's weird shit. It's a weird activity. Sending him money, congratulating him. Thank you for doing this. Megan's going to love it. Megan Thee Stallion don't want to be a part of that. You don't think that the law enforcement ain't seeing who's sending money on behalf of Megan Thee Stallion? She ain't told you to do that. Weird shit. You guys are going to feel real funny bunny, real off-brand, man, when this man gets some get-backs and gets out. And you come to find out he wasn't even the one that shot her in her pinky toe, right? Then what? Meanwhile, you got this guy who didn't stab, never said he stabbed Tory Lanez because of Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion wasn't mentioned. She was mentioned by a bunch of clucks with pink hair that said that and painted fingernails, right? Never once did he say, oh, I did this on behalf of Megan Thee Stallion because this guy did that. No, the story that was been floating around, and again, man, we haven't heard from this guy, period. We're only hearing from people around him that are saying because his lady was disrespected at visiting. First of all, his lady's a cat for even calling that her man, right? Whatever, though. It is what it is. Time moves on and people forget what people are initially locked up for. I don't. So for whatever reason, that's the word on the curb going around, the knowledge you can't get in college, that this guy, he felt aggressive towards Tory Lanez because Tory Lanez hit his old lady with the Winkerbacher, right? Not the Knickerbocker. He tried to knock her Knickerbockers off with the Winkerbacher. But at the end of the day, he's entitled to do what he wants to do on that yard. He's on a SNY yard, a PC yard. If he wants to pick up a knife and do his thing, he did his thing. But he never did it on behalf of Megan Thee Stallion. But you got all these weird people, this cult-like entourage of Megan Thee Stallion, these people that are sending this guy feria. Now, I've never hated on someone. Someone wants to send someone money, man, dude, send me some money right now, right? Handle that. But you got people literally sending this guy money on behalf of the Megan Thee Stallion because they feel like he did a good thing. He could have took a human being's life. Megan's still breathing, minus a pinky toe, but she's still breathing. Okay? People don't even know if Tory Lanez actually did that shit. So why would you wish harm upon that man because he shot a rapper? You know what I'm saying? There's motherfuckers that are a trip. It's funny because you got that dude running around right now, the one who allegedly killed, well, he's actually convicted of it, killing Nipsey Hussle, and you don't ever hear about him getting moved on. And Nipsey's gone. You know, Keefe D, he's in there slanging them with the best of them. And Tupac's gone. I'm not saying he did that. I'm just saying they're questioning him on that, right? You got a lot of individuals that actually killed rappers or people, and they're just doing their thing, doing their time. You got Gabriel Fernandez, the poor kid, man, and I'll always forever keep his name pumping. You got Gabriel Fernandez's mother, Pearl Fernandez, and that fucking weirdo who just got beat up on a couple months ago. But you don't have people moving on them constantly every day, and people sending money to people that moved on them, and it's just weird that people are like, oh, it's a good thing that you did this. I wish you would have passed. You really wish that you really that much of a wicked person that you wish that much hatred on Tory Lanez that you're gonna send money and big props to the dude who stabbed him? That's some weird shit. That's some weird and wet and wild weird shit. Honestly, how could you ever look yourself in the mirror and say to myself, today I'm gonna send $25 or $30 to the dude who stabbed Tory Lanez, regardless that he's a chomo, regardless what he did to that 13-year-old kid, regardless of any of that, he tried to take him out, man. And I'm a big Megan Thee Stallion fan, and her rap just inspires me so much. You know, when she's talking about eating pussy and twerking and shit, it just inspires me so much, you know, that, you know, she was up there with Kamala twerking. She inspires me so much that I just have to send money to a man who tried to kill another black man or a black man. To me, I don't get that. I'll never support that. You know, again, it happened. It is what it is. You know, thank God that Tory Lanez he survived it. And because not a lot of people survive those type of hits. Not a lot of people survive them type of stabbings. It just doesn't happen, man. I've been on the yard. I've seen shit. I've been around it. And usually, man, when someone, and then there's, you know, you got Whack 100 pump. Oh, Power, he's pumping it up, talking about dude had 2 knives taped to his hand, and there's videotape of it, and this, and that. I don't know, man. You know, Whack always got the tapes. You know, he was trying to pump up the black and brown, the fights, the animosity, you know, eye for an eye. You had the dude in New York, Hassan Campbell, saying all the brothers and the sisters need to link up together and go at Mexicans because some fucking chomos stabbed Tory Lanez. Like the Mexicans condone that. Like anyone who in their right normal mind condones that. Well, I don't. So don't come at me, because if you do, I'm going to have to pull out the sling shizat. You know what I'm saying? Rubber band time. They call me the rubber band man like T.I. Only I don't tell on people for federal cases. I'm saying this, and this is a fact, right? The people that sent money to this guy and are all pumped up, what is wrong with you? Again, if you were in a dark corner one day and you're just all weirded out, ripping your hair out of your head, and you listen to a Megan Thee Stallion song and you know, that song Bigfoot or whatever, and it just inspired you, well then, you know, wait up. Bigfoot was by Nicki Minaj about her. I'm just saying, listen to that one. It's a banger. I'm just saying, I don't hate Megan Thee Stallion at all. Not whatsoever, man. And it's unfortunate that she was a victim. Anytime a woman's a victim, it's a bad thing. But God dang, man, these people, these dudes and these women that are just, they overlook human life. Like human life doesn't matter. You're mad at a man that allegedly, supposedly shot a woman in the pinky toe to the point that you wish you would have died. That is some wild shit. And you're sending money to a dude who was taking advantage of children. Wow, you got your priorities fucked up. Really got your priorities messed up, man. Anyways, with that being said, I'm just saying, I heard this and I was just like, wow, what the people's priorities are toe back. I remember back in the days where chomos and all that didn't get no airplay. No one even like, fuck them, right? Now, more people are focused on, what did Tory Lanez do? Why did he disrespect? It doesn't matter. The dude who did this is a non-factor. Yeah, he picked up a knife. Yeah, he did his thing. Ooh-wee, congratulations. Anyone can do that. The thing is this. I don't give a shit if Tory Lanez disrespected that dude. That dude deserves that shit. Straight up. All the people, well, he should have known better than to mess with the essays. I don't give a fuck about that. If that essay got a bad charge, well, that ain't no essay no more. His essay card got pulled. And then people saying on the main line, it's going to go down because you think they give a fuck about a chomo? Come on, man. They laughed about it. They said, fuck both them cats. Believe that. And Megan Thee Stallion. Anyways, I just think it's crazy that people would take the time out of their day to literally go down and make phone calls and send this guy money oh, man, you did a good deed. He didn't do a good deed. He tried to take a human life, man, allegedly. And ain't nothing good about that. Ain't nothing good about that, man. He's going to have to live with the consequences of his situation. Of course, he's kind of a jackass. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't care. And, prison is prison. Yes, if you do disrespect, anybody can give it to you at any given time. But for all these guys making it and these women that are making it about Megan Thee Stallion, she had nothing to do with that shit. Stop it. Stop it, man. Stop sending that dude. If you want to send anyone money, send the family, his victim's family money. What about her? What about the innocent girl? Yeah, she probably wasn't as innocent as you think, but that man manipulated her. He was 20 years old. She was 13 years old. Kind of fucking weird shit is that? And then you're going to send him money because he stabs Tory Lanez. If you don't get out of here with that bullshit. Anyways, with that being said, I just want to rant and rave on Sunday, the Lord's Day. The Lord told me to do it, right? I felt compelled to just calls it as I sees it. What the hell is going on here in this world now? This world is upside down backward. We're living in the Matrix, man, for real. Like, where you send a chomo money for stabbing a quite possibly an innocent man. Psh, wild. With that being said, man, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. Let me know what you think. Are you a big old Megan Thee Stallion fan? I got no problem. She got some good music. I bump her shit every once in a while. But I'm going to say I'm not going to send a dude money because they stabbed the dude that allegedly shot her. That's none of my business. Her ass shouldn't have been in the car anyways. No, I'm just kidding. That's not cool. I'm not going to sit here and defend one guy and that does anything to a woman, period. But I mean, like, damn, bro, it's to the point where it's like, you guys wished death upon that dude. Pac was right, man. He's seen death around the corner, man. Tory Lanez better watch out. All these disgruntled Megan Thee Stallion fans, man, they're coming for your head, buddy. Literally. The gun. Let me know what you guys think.